Hey guys, I'm Jeff the Homestead Dad and welcome to the Homestead. I wanted to show you a couple things about some animals and how we juggle animals around the homestead. But first, see, Jonah's out here working with the goats. He really has been enjoying hanging out with the goats. So, if you guys watched, I think it was a couple weeks ago, we got chicks. My oldest son, Jacob, had gone to Tractor Supply and had picked up, I think like 30 chicks for 10 cents a piece. Mostly layers, a couple silkies, I think, or maybe like 10 silkies. And these guys are getting a little crowded in here, and they've got all their feathers. Let me turn the camera around and show you, and then I'll show you where we're taking them to. We got them in this big trough here, and you can see they're getting a little bit crowded. So they've got their water there, they've got their feeder here, and we need to move them. Say hi to them. You like the chicks? You can't go in there. We're not going to get them out right now. So this year we have been able to keep them in our new barn addition, which has been nice. So when it's gotten hot, what? Yeah, there's lots of them in there. When it's gotten a little bit warm in here, we could crack that window without heating up the inside barn. We could open this door, we could open the barn door, and kind of get a little flow going through here. So we've been able to regulate what? Oh, the flies?
No.
Yeah, the flies. Just leave them alone. Don't touch them. They're horse flies. So we haven't had to have the heat lamp on for quite a while. Like I said, you can see, or maybe you couldn't, but they've got all their feathers. They are good to go. So let me show you where we're going to put them. Okay, so if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know that every year we do a handful of turkeys. This year is no different. We're going to be doing 5 turkeys, or at least starting with 5 turkeys. If you've never raised turkeys before, they're kind of hard to keep alive. They find lots of new and exciting and creative ways to kill themselves. Starting with drowning themselves in waters, and they're just not very smart. Wild turkeys, smart. Domestic turkeys, not smart at all. So, if we can keep them alive, we'll be doing 5 turkeys. We need that trough that you just saw with the chicks in it for the turkeys that we're picking up on Monday. Today is Saturday. So a couple years ago, I built 2 John Suscovich style chicken tractors, and they work really, really slick. I'm gonna show you guys. Kind of got a whole bunch of trailers over here, and that will be in another video. It's a new project. So here's my John Suscovich chicken tractor, or whatever tractor. Let me flip the camera around and show you guys a little bit more about it. So this is the tractor, and you can see I built the door backwards on this one. It goes in instead of coming out. But the peak right here is about, I'd say, 5'10". I'm 6'3", so I can get in there without too much trouble. If the door were not on the inside and having to go push in, I'll show you the other one. We've got 2 of them. I fixed the problem on the other one. The door's a little bit higher. This one I just have to crouch down a little bit lower in, and then we will hang this half of PVC here, and we can put feed in there, and then we also hang a bucket with chicken nipples in it, so everything is up off of the ground. The beauty in having everything up off of the ground is that when I grab this rope here, sorry, the back is still a little bit tender. When I grab this rope here and lift and pull, I don't have to worry about anything except for the chickens and making sure that they don't get trampled on or like run over. And the way that it gets moved is there's a little tab back here. It's overgrown. There's 2 wheels back there. Lift up on the front and pull, and you can move it around. So if you have meat birds, you can move them day to day to day, which if you don't move them, they will create bare spots in your yard that take forever to grow back. So for us, I think this is about, 4.5 feet by 10 feet. And when you add the actual living space of the chicken tractor, and when you add the front and the back, it's almost 11 feet, which just happens to be about perfect for our utility trailer. I didn't plan it this way, But if I had to do it again and I didn't know about the John Suscovich style, I would make something like that that fit perfectly in here. So we have 2 of those tractors that I can pull up in here very easily, close the gate. So when we do meat birds and I take them over to my friend's house to process, I pull the tractor up into the trailer, the chicken tractor up into the trailer, all the birds go in there, and it works for a great transport. You could use that for transporting sheep, for transporting goats, for transporting pigs. If you didn't have a stock trailer, that could be your pseudo stock trailer. So I like it a lot. Let me go show you the other one we've got. You don't have any pants on, dude. Oh well, right? So those things work perfect. Let me go show you the other one, and yeah, then we'll close up the video. If you haven't already, click on the thumbs up, leave a comment, just say, hey Jeff, how's it going? And think about subscribing if you haven't already. Let's go check out the other tractor so I can show you the wheels a little bit better. So you can see there's just lag bolts going through the wood here, and then you just set the wheels on there. They're not even attached, so that you can take them off easily and set this back on the ground. So these move, despite how, I mean, they're not super heavy, but they're heavy enough. They move pretty easily. And then you can see this door frame works a lot better. I didn't reverse it on this one. So this one's super easy for me to get in and out of, no problem. So this right here, we will hang the water on, and there's where we put the feed, and then we just move it along and everybody's happy. So the chickens that are in the barn addition will come out into this. We'll just start moving them around every day, make sure they've got fresh grass, they'll have feed, they'll have water. And then this also allows them to get to know the other chickens, because they can see them, the other chickens can see them through the mesh. And if you notice, there's hardware mesh on the bottom and then chicken wire on the top. The hardware mesh is much sturdier. So they get to know the other chickens, and then when we let them out, they kind of already know each other. I would feel very comfortable taking a bunch of piglets, probably even 40-pound piglets, 50-pound piglets, in here in that trailer. So the chicks will come out of there into here, and then we'll put the turkey poults in the addition. And when they get old enough and big enough, we'll bring the other chicken tractor over here, and we'll just move it around. I'm trying to figure out if I can find a spot where you can see some of the spots in the grass here where they just haven't grown back very well. There's little rectangular spots where all of the grass has been eaten, and then if we don't move them fast enough, they poop in it enough, it just makes enough of an impediment for the grass to grow. So that's it for today. Just moving some chicks out tomorrow, moving some poults in on Monday, getting stuff ready for that, and it's not one thing, it's another. So if you have any questions about how we move our animals around, sometimes we use that little old tractor, the blue chicken tractor, as a nursery for the animals. Sometimes we use these pens. It just depends on what's going on. The taller one here is easier for the turkeys as they get older because it's taller, but we've really been liking these John Suscovich style tractors to the point where I'm thinking about selling these before they don't have much useful life left and getting them out of the yard. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen silkies. I'm sure a lot of you have. That one and that one and that one, they're silkies, and they have kind of like almost like fuzz rather than feathers. But there's also some buff silkies, which are really cool. And then there's white leghorns, and I think those guys there are some sort of, they're either buff Orpingtons or production reds. So let's go ahead and move these guys. Big move, guys, big move. Going into some new digs. So, heading over to the John Suscovich tractor. Okay, get him close. I'll stand here and hold this for Josh, and he can start moving chicks over there. No, don't bend it, don't bend it. So while he's doing this, you can see he's filled up the PVC pipe with feed. We've got the hanging water in there. So when we need to move this, we'll be able to roll it along, no problem. In fact, the only thing I think we need to do is take those wheels off on the back so it makes better ground contact back there. Yeah. Put him right in the shot, dude. What? Put him right in the camera. Your back hurts. Talking to an old man who hurt his back. Wheels don't raise it up too much, but they raise it up enough that there's a gap underneath there that a possum or a raccoon could reach underneath there. And sometimes the chicks find a little depression in the ground and find their way out. So we'll take the wheels off and then we just slide them back on when we move it. So yeah, it'll work just fine. And this ground actually isn't the most level ground in the world, so we may have to move it sooner rather than later. But for now, this will work. So there's the chicks. They'll get used to it in a quick hurry. We've used this in the past. What we'll do is we'll just set it in there up against the wall so that as they transition from being inside, they've got someplace with 3 solid walls to get out of the wind and to kind of cuddle up. Now this obviously won't be up off of the ground, but normally when we start to slide it, it'll just slide along with the rest of the stuff. So if they want, they can get in there and kind of cuddle up. But like you can see, they've got all their feathers. They'll be fine. That's just more of a comfort for us than a comfort for them. Now we just need to rinse out the trough, dry it out, put wood chips in it for the turkey poults, and we'll be good.